This summer, this ugly cute doll took the world by storm. Labubu brought in over $600 million for the Chinese toy company Pop Mart. It made the founder of the company China's 10th richest person. But several months later, there are signs the hype may be fading.
Anything which is a trend, the trend will, go out eventually.
In September, the company's share price slumped after a downbeat assessment. It wiped out almost a quarter of the company's value, raising questions among investors. Can Pop Mart survive the crash of the Labubu craze? If you visit a Pop Mart store, you'll often see this. Shaking a blind box gives you clues to what's inside. Most of the toys are sold in the mystery boxes, a strategy that has helped build hype around the company's products. Founded in 2010 by entrepreneur Wang Ning, Pop Mart started as a boutique selling a range of lifestyle products. In 2016, after 5 consecutive years of losses, Pop Mart introduced the blind box model. Only a year later, the company was profitable, and by 2018, its net profits reached nearly 100 million yuan. The company has seen rapid growth since then, and the blind boxes have earned it a large fan base. According to Pop Mart's prospectus, about 70% of toy consumers will make more than 3 purchases to get a specific design.
The blind box itself is playing on the variable ratio reinforcement, which is ultimately the gambling mechanism behind the slot machines. But think about that. If you play slot machines, you can win or you can lose. But when you buy a blind box, you are surely gonna win. But what's inside that blind box is uncertain. Also remember that out of 144 blind boxes, 1 has a special edition. And that special edition toy can be resold in secondary market sometimes 20-30 times the original price.
Pop Mart did not come up with the blind box concept. It originated in Japan during the late 1980s, evolving from the wildly popular gashapon capsule toy machines. So, what's special about Pop Mart blind boxes?
Pop Mart's superpower is in its focus on IP.
It's the IP Pop Mart runs, made the blind boxes successful.
Unlike a traditional toy company, Pop Mart operates more like a talent scout for intellectual property, discovering and signing trendy toy designers from around the world.
It's similar because when Pop Mart, when a company is trying to find out the future IP, they are trying to find the IPs with market potential. So it's similar to those entertainment companies trying to dig out the future superstars. But it's a lot more difficult to predict who will win in the market eventually. So this whole process has a lot of risk.
In 2016, Pop Mart discovered its first proprietary IP, Molly, a childlike figurine created by Hong Kong artist Kenny Wong. 10 years later, Pop Mart grew to become China's biggest toy company, operating more than 90 intellectual properties. More than 85% of the company's revenue came from exclusive products developed with artists in 2024.
So people first fall in love with the IPs, and then they're willing to buy the blind boxes. Let's say if the IPs are not that famous or not that well known, not popular at all, even if Pop Mart uses blind box, it wouldn't be that phenomenon. So you can see the other companies in the market, they also have blind boxes, but consumers are not willing to buy those blind boxes just because they are blind boxes.
Among all its intellectual properties, Labubu has been the one that has propelled Pop Mart's growth to new heights. Labubu originated from the elf family characters in the Monsters children's book series. In the first half of 2025, the series raked in 4.81 billion yuan, accounting for nearly 35% of Pop Mart's overall revenue. These strange-looking creatures were created by Hong Kong-born artist Ka Sing Lung, who was raised in the Netherlands.
咁佢係2015年咧就推出嘅一隻 Labubu 嘅。咁我點解好中意咧？就係因為佢係我喺我嘅所有雲嘅 Labubu 當中，佢係第一隻推出嘅。
In 2019, Leung entered in an exclusive agreement with Pop Mart to establish the monsters as an IP. For years, the figurines remained relatively niche, but they gradually gained popularity as Pop Mart made improvements.
At first it was a vinyl toy and it was a little bit less cuddly. So in 2023 we've made this big transition into a plushie. And plushies typically are cuddly, cute, people like them more. On top of that, we have moved from 2024 to actually attach the little keychain onto a Labubu. So suddenly they became a bag charm. That was early 24. And then April 24, we see Lisa from Blackpink showcasing her collection.
If she doesn't have tail, we call her Labubu.
The product's star power created a frenzy within a year. In May, fights reportedly broke out among consumers waiting to buy Labubu in the UK. In June, a first-generation Labubu figure sold for $150,000 at an auction in Beijing. Prices soared on the resale market, with a rare edition toy selling at 45 times its original retail price. It sparked the hashtag "Buying Labubu is more profitable than buying gold" on the Chinese social media microblogging site Weibo. The toy boosted the fortunes of Pop Mart, driving overseas revenue up fivefold in the first half of 2025.
It's not about creating an IP today and making it popular tomorrow and having it disappear the day after. It is about investing in the IP, making it the star of a story, working with that story for as long as it takes before an opportunity presents itself. So it's about trend watching, curating, and co-creating.
However, cracks have started to show since Labubu's runaway success.
It's a highly risky business, because once you bet in a lot into an IP, and if that trend, dies out, very soon, then all your money will be gone.
Secondary market prices of Labubu toys have been falling since Pop Mart scaled up production. Industry experts say it's typical of most crazes, whether it be Labubu, comic books, or NFTs.
当大家认为它这个东西特别值钱，特别追捧它，而且又是限量发售的时候，它的价值就上去了。
But if the bubble ultimately bursts, those who stock up on goods can lose everything.
但是它的这个供应量是比较大的。那么当大众化的这个东西多了之后，它会连带的使得那种稀缺的价值也受到影响。从规律上来说的话它是。 如果我们不把话说死，它是大概率的是不能长久的维持这种超额的溢价。
At the height of the frenzy in June, the People's Daily, the Communist Party mouthpiece, poured cold water on blind boxes. Citing legal experts and academics, the newspaper called the products business traps, designed to use unpredictable rewards to encourage repeat purchases. While the report did not identify Pop Mart by name, the company is seen as the biggest winner from the blind box frenzy. A few months later, U.S. corporate bank J.P. Morgan Chase downgraded the firm due to weak catalysts and an unattractive valuation. Analysts warned that any fundamental miss or negative media reports could trigger underperformance. The forecast erased billions of dollars from Pop Mart's value.
So the drawbacks of this business model is that if you cannot extend the life cycle of a successful IP, then you have to bear all the investments, as a sunk cost.
Whether an IP can achieve a long lifespan is always a gamble. The typical lifespan for popular intellectual properties like trendy toys has historically been 2 to 3 years, according to Goldman Sachs. Some companies have made good bets, like Hello Kitty creator Sanrio, which owns a character that has survived 50 years. But many more companies bet wrong and create characters that are soon forgotten by the market. While Pop Mart has already won its first gamble by sparking the Labubu craze, its next step is to outperform the typical IP lifespan.
IP 企业的特点就是属于你一旦可以培养出来一些优秀的 IP， 它不一定就是可能它的企业会有波动，但是我相信 IP 类的企业一定是很长寿的。你看 Hello Kitty 50-60年的历史了，然后迪士尼已经超过100年历史了，它有可能它的有波峰有波谷，但是实际上其实因为 IP 的诞生，它的具有魅力的价值就是它可以穿越很多周期。我觉得我们还是整个团队也很年轻，所以说我们还是有足够的耐心，然后希望去做一个更长期的事情。
To try to extend the lifespan of its top-tier IP, Pop Mart has continuously pushed out various types of related merchandise. In August, it launched mini Labubu phone charms.
昨天晚上定好闹钟，然后5分钟一个闹钟，然后就想着一定不能错过，然后因为要圆孩子的一个愿望，他们非常喜欢，然后我就觉得我一定要能帮他们抢到，然后很幸运，真的就手机都要快戳爆了，然后抢到了，非常幸运。
Then there's Popland, a Beijing theme park where visitors can interact with life-size Labubu characters. It's attracting fans from around the world. The company is also developing a film, an animated series starring Labubu, as well as launching the jewelry brand Pop Pop. Some experts remain optimistic about Labubu's popularity.
I personally think that the excitement's decline, in a way, is a healthy thing. It means Labubu is moving to the next stage of its development. I think Labubu is not done yet. There will be new ways it will surprise us, I'm quite sure, because there's a lot of stories untold, and there is already rather strong foundation, at least recognition. And the globe is so big. Right now, less than half of Pop Mart's revenue comes from global markets. So there's a lot of potential for expansion, for collaboration, for localization. So I think Labubu will still surprise us. There's a high chance that it can become a lifestyle brand. There's a high chance that it could become the next Hello Kitty.
Analysts at HSBC say worries about Labubu may be overblown, and that supply and demand of the toys will not tilt 180 degrees. The emotional consumption needs of today's young people may also continue to drive the trend.
Today, we have a huge lipstick effect economy. In China, we want to feel good about purchasing stuff, but we probably cannot afford a lot of big ticket items. We cannot buy a washing machine every day, or an apartment, or a car. So lipstick effect kicks in, where we buy a small product which makes us feel good.
在一个经济下行的情况下，大家的精神压力就是会更紧张一点吧。在这个时候可能会需要一个能够就是缓解的一个这种行动，然后可能这是让它能够一直火爆的一个原因吧，我推测。
所以你认为就是收藏Labubu可以帮你缓解压力？
那其实就是就是为自己的一个兴趣买单嘛，就是你会因为这个会感到高兴。
At the same time, Pop Mart is not just betting solely on Labubu. This teary-eyed figure, Crybaby, is in high demand and has quickly become one of the company's top-selling collectibles.
Yeah, actually, I was looking for a crybaby because I think this could be the next trend, besides from Labubu. And as I was already slow for Labubu, I thought maybe I catch the next trend earlier. And as I know that this is popular in Japan, so I thought this could be a good catch in the US next.
Collectors are also chasing other intellectual properties like Twinkle Twinkle, Hirono, and Peach Riot. Pop Mart's releases in recent years have resembled a continuous relay race.
If you relied on owning one IP or two IPs, then your business will be in trouble. So it really depends on how innovative, right, like your company can be in terms of finding the next IP. So I'm very sure, if you go to Pop Mart's website, you're gonna see a lot more IPs. Some of the IPs, they signed a deal with the artist. Some of the IPs were developed directly within their teams. So they are always on the way to find the next Labubu. But when they can find it, or whether or not the next one will be successful in the market, is a lot of uncertainty.